What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. We're going to continue with the African-American fighters. Right now we're looking at Tommy Bell, welterweight, phenomenal fighter. He had a brother by the name of Bobby Bell. They were both from Youngstown, Ohio. Bobby Bell was a featherweight and stood 5'6", and Tommy Bell was a welterweight who stood 5'7". Amazing. He was 1 inch taller than his brother as a welterweight. So Tommy Bell was most notably known for his fight against Sugar Ray Robinson in 1946. Tommy Bell was ranked number 2. Robinson was ranked number 1. Marty Servo had retired. After losing to Sugar Ray Robinson the first time, he couldn't dare to lose to Sugar Ray Robinson a second time, so he just decided to relinquish the crown. So that crown became available, and Tommy Bell met Sugar Ray Robinson in 1946. Let's take a look at Tommy Bell's fighting career. Now, as I mentioned, Tommy Bell was born on March 13, 1923 in Youngstown, Ohio. He was a welterweight who stood 5'7". He began his professional career in 1942 and was placed on a card on July 21st in 1942 against a fighter by the name of Bobby McIntyre. This is Toledo, Ohio. He lost him in 4 rounds. On July 23rd, he would face Tom Gunther in Youngstown, Ohio, and he would knock him out in 1 round. September 22nd, Chuck Taylor. Chuck Taylor was a phenomenal fighter. I will be doing a profile on him as well. He was from Pittsburgh. They fought in Pittsburgh and lost in 6 rounds. October 2nd, he would face Lou Woods in Detroit, Michigan. He would lose to him in 6 rounds. October 26th, Kid Chicken, Detroit, Michigan. He would have a 6-round draw against Kid Chicken. On November 20th, O'Neal Bell. Very rough Detroit fighter. Very rough Detroit fighter. Very good African-American fighter as well. Lost to him in 6 rounds. I will be doing a profile on O'Neal Bell as well. 1943, he had a very good year. January 1st, he would face Sam Hughes in Detroit, Michigan. He would knock him out in 5 rounds. February 22nd, Tommy James, Chicago, Illinois, knocking him out in 7 rounds. March 29th, Johnny Rosina, yes, Chicago, Illinois. He would defeat him in 8 rounds. May 17th, Willie Russell, Chicago, Illinois. He would defeat him in 8 rounds. On June 18th, he would face Warren Jones, Springfield. He would defeat him in 6 rounds. July 9th, Larry Thomas, Chester, Pennsylvania. He would knock him out in 3 rounds. August 13th, Kid Robinson, Worcester, Massachusetts. He would knock him out in 9 rounds. August 27th, he would face Eddie Brown, Worcester, Massachusetts, knock him out in 3 rounds while he was up there. September 17th, he would face Buddy Farrell, another good fighter, Worcester, Massachusetts. I have a profile on him as well, knocking him out in 8 rounds. Vern Patterson, Worcester, he would knock him out in 5 rounds. That was July 23rd. October 11th, he would face Harold Smith, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He would defeat him in 8 rounds. October 18th, Johnny Brown, Newark, New Jersey, defeat him in 10 rounds. Johnny Brown, another good fighter. October 22nd, Willie Cheatham, Boston. He would knock him out in 7 rounds. Phenomenal year that Tommy Bell is having. December 3rd, 1943, he would face Johnny Brown again. Worcester, defeat him in 10 rounds. December 14th, he would face Bobby Withers and New Bedford, knocking him out in 1 round. So a phenomenal year in 1943 for Tommy Bell. 1944, he would have another good year. January 1st, B.B. Wright, another good fighter. Detroit, Michigan, he would knock him out in 2 rounds. January 14th, Johnny Brown again, Worcester, he would KO him in 9 rounds. January 28th, Al Gilbert, Akron, Ohio, knocking him out in 4 rounds. February 4th, Al Jolson, Worcester. He would defeat him in 10 rounds. And as you see here, constant knockouts. Johnny Albert, Tommy James, Maxie Berger, who was another good fighter. Phenomenal fighter was Maxie Berger. He was very rugged. March 22nd, he would defeat him in Cleveland, knocking him out in 1 round. He would fight Fritzy Zivic, June 26th, Pittsburgh, because Fritzy Zivic was from Pittsburgh as well. And he would defeat him in 10 rounds. I mean, just outstanding. Outstanding resume for Tommy Bell. December 19th, he would fight Chuck Hunter, another good fighter. I mean, this is incredible. Cleveland, Ohio. He would defeat him in 10 rounds. 1945, January 16th, he would face Ray Robinson, Cleveland, Ohio. He would lose to him in 10 rounds. February 12th, B.B. Wright, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He would have a 10-round draw. February 26th, just a few days later, he would fight Ozzie Bulldog Harris, Pittsburgh, who was also from Pittsburgh. He would lose to him in 10 rounds. Ozzie Harris was a phenomenal fighter. He was. March 7th, he would face Bobby Richardson, Cleveland, Ohio, and he would knock him out in 6 rounds. May 9th, Chuck Hunter, Cleveland, Ohio. He would knock him out in 5 rounds. July 6th, he would face Jake LaMotta, the Raging Bull, in New York City. He would defeat Jake LaMotta in 10 rounds. July 19th, he would face Jimmy Doyle, Cleveland, Ohio. He would lose to Jimmy Doyle in 10 rounds. Jimmy Doyle was a very good fighter. Unfortunately for Jimmy Doyle, Sugar Ray Robinson would hit him with a left hook, and he would die in the ring. But he was a very good fighter, Jimmy Doyle. November 13th, Bill McDowell, Youngstown, Ohio, knocking him out in 1 round. November 29th, Ellis Stewart in Baltimore. He would knock him out in 9 rounds. 1946, this was the year. January 11th, Jake LaMotta, New York City. He would lose to Jake LaMotta in 10 rounds. February 14th, Billy Furman, New York City. He would knock him out in 2 rounds. March 4th, Danny Williams, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He would KO him in 5 rounds. April 30th, Bobby Simmons, Youngstown, Ohio. He would defeat him in 10 rounds. May 6th, Cecil Hudson, New York City. He would lose to him in 10 rounds. But July 18th, he would fight Wilbert Buckless, New York City, and would lose to him in 10 rounds. A lot of these fights are St. Nicholas Arena and Madison Square Garden. July 18th, Wilbur Buckless, North Adams. He would knock him out in 2 rounds. July 29th, Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson, I'll be doing a profile on him later on today. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He would defeat him in 10 rounds. September 27th, Cecil Hudson, another good fighter. Milwaukee, defeat him in 10 rounds. December 20th, New York City, this is the Madison Square Garden. He would lose a 15-round decision to Sugar Ray Robinson for the World Welterweight Championship. And like I said, that belt was relinquished by Marty Servo. And he fought in 1946. Phenomenal. 1947, March 14th, Jake LaMotta, New York City. He would get right back in, but he would lose to 10 rounds to Jake LaMotta. April 15th, he would fight another fight with Jackie Wilson in Los Angeles and knock him out in 4 rounds. April 23rd, Paul Lewis, Oakland. He would defeat him in 10 rounds. Paul Lewis was John Henry Lewis's younger brother. Very good fighter. John Henry Lewis was a light heavyweight champion. He took the title in 1935 from Bob Olin. August 4th, Cecil Hudson, another good fighter, Milwaukee. He would lose to him in 10 rounds. August 12th, Buddy Farrell, Elizabeth, New Jersey, 10-round draw. These are all very good fighters. September 22nd, Smuggy Herschel, Washington, D.C. He would defeat him in 10 rounds. November 12th, Billy Cooper, Cleveland, Ohio, defeat him in 10 rounds. And December 19th, Steve Belois, New York. He would lose to him in 10 rounds. Steve Belois was a phenomenal fighter. He had a brother who was a champion by the name of Mike Belois. I think I did a profile on Steve Belois. If not, it will be coming. And once again, this is Tommy Bell. Phenomenal fighter. He was ranked number 2 in 1946, and he challenged Sugar Ray Robinson for the welterweight championship of the world. This is Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I am going to be putting Tommy Bell in the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. He fought dozens of fighters. Outstanding fighter himself. Salute to my subscribers. Peace.